This is Sue Shegley with AHCP. We are joined today by Marcus, and he is going to be discussing the NextGen Lead portal and how you all can successfully work the internet lead market. And he's going to have a lot of input. I will let Marcus, you take it away.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Sue. And thank you guys for joining us on here. I know you guys are all busy, and so taking time out of your day to take a look at this really means a lot. So hopefully I can go over some good points here, maybe show you a few things about internet leads you may not have already known, and then see if there's a great fit and go over some of our options. So the idea here is increasing conversion rate. So as Sue mentioned, my name is Marcus. I'm the Director of Accounts here at NextGen Leads. I've been here for almost 4 years. So I've got quite a few years under my belt setting up some new accounts and finding the most productive way and most successful way to use internet leads. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump through here. If this will let me change slides. Sue, for some reason, I'm unable to, oh, there we go. All right, perfect. So a brief overview of what we're going to talk about is working internet leads in general. So the problems that typically arise with internet leads, the solutions that we can provide, and then getting started. So the problem, let's face it, internet leads, they do have a bad rep. For those that have used internet leads before, maybe you've been successful, maybe you haven't. The main reason people will be unsuccessful with internet leads will be a negative return on investment. That's the bottom line. Are you making money? Are you not? The reason people will make money or not is either a low contact rate or low quality of lead. So your return on investment, why do I always lose money when buying internet leads? So it's from exactly what I mentioned on the prior slide. So low contact rate and low quality. If you have a high contact rate and a high quality lead, you'll have a higher return on your investment. Again, pretty straightforward stuff. Focusing on the contact rate, why would a contact rate be low with an internet lead? So a high shared rate is one of the driving factors. If you've ever purchased internet leads before, or if you're ever thinking about purchasing internet leads, specifically with us or any other lead vendor, always find out how many times they share a shared lead. Because a lot of lead vendors will say we have a shared lead. Some of those will share it up to 5 times, 6 times, 7, 8, 9 times. With NextGen, we only share a shared lead up to 4 agents. That's one factor. A second is no follow-up process. People will buy internet leads, they'll dial the lead once, they won't get a hold of them, they'll be like, okay, this lead was no good. They'll go on to the next one or go on with whatever else they're doing, and they will never follow up with that lead. The third, bad phone numbers. Again, if you've worked internet leads before, it's inevitable. Although it is about 10%, so if you are seeing anything higher than that, always contact us if you're buying with us or your lead vendor just to make sure everything is set up correctly, because you typically shouldn't see more than 10% bad phone numbers. Low quality. So kind of similar to the shared rate, buying and reselling leads, some lead vendors will aggregate their leads to other lead vendors, so which means they'll sell their leads to other companies who also sell leads. So it kind of hits this pyramid scheme almost, where the lead gets diluted and diluted because it's sold to different parties. So we only sell leads to end users such as yourself. So that really helps the quality of the lead. And then on the second part here, the irrelevant targeting, you see on the ad, you guys have probably all seen it on the internet. Fill out this form, you'll win a $1,000 gift card, or you'll win a cruise to wherever. A lot of vendors will use this type of strategy because it's very effective to get information, but the quality is extremely low because the intent is not for insurance or Medicare supplement coverage. It's for a gift card or a cruise. So we don't do any incentivized ads like the example here in this picture. And then thirdly, age leads. All of our leads are in real time, meaning the lead is going to the website, our funnel website, filling out the form for insurance. And as soon as they hit get quote, it's sent immediately over to you as the consumer. So those are some of the problems with internet leads, but I want to talk about solutions. So improving your return on investment, increasing your contact rate, and doing so by purchasing higher quality leads. So that's where we come into play. NextGen Leads, that's why we're here. So we have various lead filters. We have tons of filters: age, income, medical condition, household size. All of this stuff will be available for you to see once you do create an account, but they're all at no extra cost. So you have a lot of filters, real-time lead delivery, like I mentioned, high quality leads. So we do offer different types of leads. We offer shared leads, which I touched on earlier. We also offer exclusive leads, which means that lead will only be sold to you and to no one else at any other point. And thirdly, we have live warm transfers. So these leads will be worked by our call center. Our call center agent here in San Diego will get the lead on the phone, and then we'll give you a call and say, hey, we've got so-and-so from, Texas looking for coverage. Can you help them out? And so it's a warm handoff. And those tend to be of quality for obvious reasons, but also are a bit more expensive due to demand. Through transparency, so knowing exactly where those are coming from. If you look on the right-hand side, these are our 3 landing pages: firstquotemedicare.com, firstquotehealth.com, and firstquoteauto. These are company owned and operated. Every single lead that you will purchase will be coming from this website. So we have full tracking power. We have ability to add filters at will. We have ability to, decide where these ads are being shown or where these websites are being shown. And basically it's end-to-end transparency. The leads we offer. So as I touched on earlier, shared, exclusive, and live transfers. Pricing, the shared leads for health insurance, they do start at $3. Exclusive data starts at $8, and live transfers at $35. There are different tiers, which is a bit more advanced. So once you're purchasing leads, you can bid up on higher tiered and bid down on lower tiered sources, but that is a bit more advanced. So for starters, $3 for shared, $8 for exclusive, and $35 for live transfers. And again, these are all delivered in real time. So performance metric. This is probably the most important part of this whole presentation. We want to really make sure that we are focusing on one specific performance. So when purchasing internet leads, some people will buy them, work them, and not really know what they're tracking. Maybe, okay, they'll see if they sell a couple or not, but they're not really driven into or drilled into one particular metric, because this is what we can make changes on our side towards. So for example, the cost per acquisition metric. Some people call it cost per sale. It's basically the cost that you spent to attain a sold lead. So in this example here, you purchase 100 leads at $15 each. Of those 100 leads, let's assume you sell 6 policies. So that's $1,500 spent, 6 sales come from it. That gives you a $250 cost per acquisition. Most of our customers, this is right. For you, it may be a bit different. That's what you would work with our account manager to entail what is the best CPA for you. And what you do with that CPA on this section here is what you would want to do for your revenue per sale. Obviously, you probably have different policies that range in different revenue per sale, but you find the average and you want to find a target. So if your target CPA is $250, I'll just use the middle example here. If your target CPA is $250, you're going to earn on average $400 per sold lead. That gives you $150 profit per sold lead. So 60% return on investment. That would be right on target with most of our successful customers. It's something attainable. It's something we can work towards. It's something we can gauge success, because sometimes we like to ask, every time we like to ask, are the leads working for you? We like to figure out yes or no. Doesn't really give us as much information as we set a $250 CPA and we're at $220. It's great. Hopefully that makes sense. Increasing your contact rate here. These are the 5 most important parts of working a lead. Call the lead, email them, text, follow up, and being persistent. So the little fun fact on the right here is it takes an average of 8 cold call attempts to reach a prospect, so don't give up. Call it as soon as possible. You're going to get this lead in real time. You're going to want to be ready. If your lead account is on and you do generate a lead, we are able to send you an email notification, a text message notification, or post it into your CRM. From there, you want to contact it right off the bat, especially if you're buying shared leads, because there's other people that are going to be calling that lead. Email, you would want to send an email to the lead, obviously. Sometimes people shop during the day, maybe they're at work or they're busy. They weren't expecting a phone call right away. They were thinking that maybe they were going to have someone reach out to them later. I know for in my experience, maybe don't tell my boss this, but if I'm shopping online and I look for something during the workday and I get a phone call from a number I don't recognize, I'm probably not going to answer it. But if you shoot me an email, I might have more time to answer that email. Also, text message. We have actually a free service called NextGen Connect, and I'll go over that in a couple slides next. But this will text the lead on your behalf immediately. So we will set this up for you. It's completely free service. I'll go into that later. And then, like I mentioned multiple times, follow up, be persistent, continue calling that lead. So this is the secret sauce. This is the NextGen secret sauce here. How do we generate our leads? Leads go to Google, Bing, other search engines. They type in, I need health insurance or Medicare coverage. And our ads, we use paid advertisements. So we have an ad that pops up just like this one here. And then they click on that ad, brings them right to our website. So this is our health insurance landing page, which I mentioned earlier, firstquotehealth.com. They fill out the funnel. You guys feel free to go through that funnel if you'd like. Just don't submit it so no one purchases that information. But feel free to go through the funnel, see all the questions that are asked. We gather quite a bit of information. It's very straightforward. It is very health insurance focused. So the quality of our leads, we spend a lot of time in marketing money on our funnel sites to increase conversion and quality. So feel free to check that out. So new features. These are the features I briefly touched on earlier in the presentation. Creating a lead strategy, increasing your contact rate, and then we have a promotional offer for you guys, which I'll share at the very end. So just a few more slides here. So creating a lead strategy. So these are the four, kind of an overview of what we talked about earlier. So a sales script. I'm sure you guys have a sales script, so I don't really need to touch on that or have an idea of how to, work certain leads. CRM. If you're not using a CRM, customer relationship management tool, I do recommend it. There are a lot of them out there. Some of them are very, very inexpensive. Even if you're simply putting things in a Google spreadsheet to work them, even that's better than nothing. So just making sure that you're tracking and working your leads properly. Follow-up process. Again, I sound like a broken record on this one, but keep the 13-point touch rule in mind. And then the CPA goal. So these are the four most important. And our team of dedicated account managers will definitely help you guys. You won't be on your own. The thing with us is we do have dedicated account managers. In this particular case, we will have Lisa Montgomery, and I'll introduce her information at the end of this presentation. She'll be helping you guys out from end to end. So you'll never feel like you're being left hanging. So NextGen Connects, this is the text message feature I was talking about. Completely free. We set it up on our end. We've tested it internally on our call center. And we found the top performing templates, meaning the templates that get the most calls back or text messages back. And how it looks would be exactly like this example. We send a text message to the lead. Hi, Lisa, we got your request for health insurance quote. Help you get covered. Please call me at this number or just reply to this text. So like I mentioned earlier, people are using today, they do respond they respond better to a text message. So this has worked out extremely well. It's really low risk because it's free. So this would definitely be something recommended. The replies, the text message replies that you do receive will go to your cell phone if you choose, or to an email address. So you can read those responses in two different areas. All right, premium listings. This is the crown jewel of our new features. So this, as you can see on the left, it's a display of a full page ad on every lead that you purchase. So a lead fills out our form. They go to firstquotehealth.com. They're looking for health insurance. They fill out the form. They hit get quote. What happens is we run our auction immediately. And then if your campaign is on, we would send them on the screen that they're still on this full page ad of a bio of yourself. So it would have the company name, logo, an image of yourself, your name, your phone number if you choose, email address if you choose. You could customize a bio. Let the lead really know who's going to be calling. So that's one of the things with internet leads that we found over the last 4 or 5 years since we've been selling them for particularly health insurance or Medicare, is that people fill out these forms and they don't know who's going to call them. They fill out a form, they're looking for a quote, they hit get quote, they click consent to call, and then they'll just start to get random phone numbers calling them. So in this case, it puts a face to the product. Okay, Katie's going to be my agent. She'll be reaching out to me shortly, or I can call her first. Okay, that's her phone number. I can expect a call from that phone number, or email, stuff like that. So this is another feature that we did test in our call center, and we had a 200% conversion rate improvement. So it definitely works. This one, not quite free, but very close. It's $1 extra per lead. Again, this stuff can be customized with your account manager. She can help you format things. We have a couple different templates you can choose from, but she'll really work with you and make sure everything is looking up to par. And so this is our promotional offer. So we have a 50% matching bonus for you guys up to $1,000 deposit. So we'll match 50% no matter what you start with. There is a minimum to get started actually of $200 to create an account with us. So you can create an account, but if you wanted to fund it, the minimum is $200. So if you start with the $200, we'll match you with $100. And then if you want to input anything above $200, we'll continue to match up to a $500 credit. So I hope that does make sense. You can click the link here to get started. I'm sure this will be shared with you if it hasn't already. We'll make sure this PowerPoint presentation is shared with you guys. And then, as I mentioned, Lisa will be your guys' dedicated account manager. This is her email address and phone number. If you don't have time today or next week, whatever, if you want to reach out to her at any time, just mention your company name, AHCP, mention that you were on the webinar, or even for those that aren't able to make the webinar, maybe if you're listening to this recording at a later date, just mention the company name and we'll take care of the promotional offer for you guys. But that's it from my side. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully it wasn't too much information and we covered kind of the basis of lead gen and how we do things and what we provide.